Want to look taller? Start with the mirror. Have you ever noticed how some men, even when they're not tall, seem to take up more space when they enter a room? They don't need to shout, they don't need to impose themselves aggressively, but somehow all eyes turn to them. It's not magic, it's not luck, it's a presence, it's self-confidence. And yes, it's a direct reflection of how they see themselves in the mirror, how they relate to their own image. Many men believe that height defines respect, power, or attraction. We grew up hearing that a real man needs to be tall, imposing, physically dominant. Society sold us this idea for decades through movies, advertisements, beauty standards that seem unattainable. But the truth, the deep truth that few stop to reflect on, is that the body responds to what the mind believes. If you see yourself as small, if you carry this feeling of inferiority in your chest, the world sees you as small. People pick up on this energy, this silent insecurity that shows through in every movement, in every averted gaze. But if you see yourself as imposing, if you carry conviction in the way you occupy space, the world respects you. It's automatic. It's visceral. So, want to look taller? Start with the mirror. Because it's there, in that reflection that faces you every day, that true transformation begins. It's not about fooling anyone. It's about awakening the giant that already exists within you. 1. Posture is everything, the foundation of your presence. You can gain up to 5 visual centimeters just by correcting your posture. Doesn't sound like much? It is. In fact, these centimeters can make all the difference between going unnoticed and commanding attention. When you straighten your shoulders, when you consciously align your neck, when you lift your chin with dignity, your body changes completely. Your energy changes. The way you move through the world transforms. Hunched men, with shoulders falling forward, with their heads down, looking up the ground, give the impression of tiredness, defeat, involuntary submission. It's as if the weight of the world were literally on their shoulders, compressing them downward. But a man who walks upright, who keeps his spine aligned with a firm and horizontal gaze, appears confident, and curiously, much taller than he really is. Think about it. The height that genetics gave you may be limited, may be out of your control, but the height you project through your posture, through the way you carry yourself, that's infinite. That depends solely and exclusively on you. Start paying attention to how you're sitting right now. Is your back against the chair? Are your shoulders relaxed but firm? Is your neck aligned with your spine? Do a simple exercise. Imagine there's an invisible thread at the top of your head, gently pulling you upward, elongating your entire spine. Feel how this automatically corrects your posture, how it opens your chest, how it makes you breathe more deeply. Practice this every day, in the car, at work, at home, on the street. Transform good posture into an unconscious habit, into part of your identity. 2. Clothes that elongate the body, the science of visual appearance. Want to look taller through clothes? Then you need to understand some basic principles of proportion and optical illusion. First, avoid very strong contrast between the top and bottom of your outfit. For example, a black shirt with beige pants creates a horizontal visual division in your body, cutting your silhouette in half and making you look shorter. Use similar tones, colors that work together. The monochromatic look naturally elongates the silhouette because it creates a continuous line without visual breaks. Prefer mid or high-waisted pants because they visually extend the legs, creating the illusion that your legs are longer than they really are. Very low-waisted pants shorten the torso and make the legs look disproportionate. And be careful, very careful with clothes that are too loose, oversized without intention. Many short men think that hiding their body in large clothes will help, that it will disguise something, but actually this drastically reduces presence, makes you look drowned in your own clothing. Dress as if you were bigger than what the mirror shows. Wear clothes that embrace your body without squeezing, that show your physical structure with elegance. Shirts well fitted at the shoulders, pants with the right fit, pieces that respect your proportions. When you dress well, when you dress with intention, the world believes in the version of you that you're presenting. Another important detail: vertical stripes elongate, horizontal stripes shorten. It's not superstition, it's basic geometry applied to fashion. A shirt with thin vertical stripes directs the eye up and down, creating the sensation of height. Very large and flashy prints can also visually diminish, especially on men with a smaller frame. And don't forget accessories. A thin belt is more elegant and elongates than a wide and flashy belt. Avoid chains, watches, or exaggerated bracelets that create visual weight and draw attention downward. Elegant simplicity is always the best choice.
3. Footwear and smart tricks. The secret is in the steps. Today, there are discreet shoes with internal elevator soles, modern technologies that add 2 to 5 centimeters of height without anyone noticing. They're normal shoes on the outside, but with a smart internal design that literally elevates you. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with using these tools. If they make you feel more confident, if they give you that extra boost of security, use them without fear, without shame. But here's the truth that few tell you. The most important thing isn't the shoe itself, it's the way you walk in it. Firm steps, with constant rhythm, with clear intention. Horizontal gaze, never looking down. Open shoulders, arms swinging naturally at the sides of your body. Someone who walks with insecurity, who walks with short and hurried steps, who moves as if trying not to be noticed, that person reveals their own fear of stature, their own insecurity. The secret isn't to look physically taller, the secret is to look more secure, more confident, more present. And security is what people really notice when you enter a room. It's not the height, it's the energy, it's the conviction with which you move through space. Practice your walk. That's right, practice. Walk at home, observe yourself in the mirror, record videos of yourself walking if necessary. Sounds silly? Maybe, but professional athletes study every movement of their own body. Why shouldn't you do the same to improve your presence? Use shoes with a slight discreet heel in daily life. Men's boots, well-made dress shoes naturally have a small heel that already helps. Avoid very flat sneakers, flip-flops that completely flatten your structure. Every detail counts when you're building an image. Hair and facial proportion, the frame of your image. Let's talk about something many underestimate: hair. Hairstyles with volume on top of the head create a powerful visual elongation effect. It's as if you were literally adding centimeters to your perceived height. Avoid at all costs cuts that flatten the face, like sides that are too long or very heavy hair that falls over the forehead. The ideal is to give prominence to the top, create height there, and keep the sides very short, faded. This projects people's gaze upward, creates a natural vertical line. Undercut styles, modern pompadours, quiffs, pompadours, all these styles work with the principle of adding volume and height on top. Talk to a good barber. Explain what you want to achieve. Qualified professionals know exactly how to work with different face shapes and hair textures to maximize this effect. And remember, a short and well-defined beard also helps elongate the face, especially if you keep the sides of the beard shorter and the goatee slightly longer. This creates an illusion of facial length. Avoid very voluminous beards on the cheeks if you have a round face. This increases width and visually decreases height. When you balance your face with your body, when you create harmonious proportions, you're creating visual harmony. And harmony is silent power. It's that feeling that everything is in the right place, that you take care of yourself, that you pay attention to details. People can't explain exactly what it is, but they feel it, and they respect it. Keep your hair always well-maintained, trimmed, clean. Good appearance starts with the basics. Use quality products, pomades, waxes, sprays that maintain the style during the day without looking artificial. The goal is to look naturally well-groomed, not like you've tried too hard. Mindset of greatness, the true inner giant. Now we arrive at the most important point of all. You can wear the best clothes in the world, the most modern haircut, the most well-designed shoes, and still look small, if inside you see yourself as small, if your mind doesn't believe in your own greatness. Every man, absolutely every man, needs to understand one fundamental thing. The stature that really matters, The one that leaves a mark on people, the one that opens doors and earns respect, is that of attitude. The men who seem bigger, who occupy more space, who command attention when they enter a place, aren't necessarily the ones with more centimeters of height. They're the ones with more conviction in their gaze, more firmness in their voice when they speak, more purpose and determination in the steps they take. They know who they are. They don't apologize for existing. They don't shrink themselves to fit other people's expectations. Think of the great leaders in history. Many of them weren't physically tall. Napoleon Bonaparte was approximately 1.68 meters, below average for the standards of his time, but he commanded entire armies and changed the course of Europe. Mahatma Gandhi had a small and fragile physical structure, but his moral presence moved crowds. Martin Luther King Jr., Bruce Lee, Lionel Messi, all examples of men who transcended any physical limitation through the strength of their presence, the clarity of their purpose. Because physical height, the kind you measure with a tape measure, can be limited by genetics, by biology. But presence is a conscious choice you make every day. It's how you decide to show yourself to the world. It's the energy you choose to carry. It's the respect you demonstrate for yourself before asking for respect from others. Work on your mind. Read books that expand your worldview. Develop skills that make you unique, valuable, indispensable. Cultivate hobbies that challenge you and make you grow. Take care of your mental health with the same seriousness as your physical health. Practice meditation, journaling, self-awareness exercises. Know your strengths and weaknesses. Accept yourself completely, but never settle. A man who is constantly evolving, who is committed to his own personal growth, emanates a different energy. People perceive this. They feel the difference between someone who is stagnant, living on autopilot, and someone who is actively building the best version of themselves. The power of conscious body language. Beyond everything we have already discussed, there's something powerful you can start implementing immediately: conscious body language. Study how you use your body day to day. Do you cross your arms defensively in conversations? Do you avert your gaze when someone stares at you? Do you occupy little space when sitting, shrinking into the chair? Learn to use open gestures. When you're talking, keep your hands visible. Use them to emphasize important points. Occupy space without being invasive. When sitting, relax. Slightly open your arms. Don't compress yourself. Maintain comfortable eye contact. Not stare aggressively, but also don't flee from people's eyes. Practice what we call power posing before important situations. Stand for 2 minutes with your hands on your hips, chest open, in a confident posture. Studies show this literally alters your hormone levels, increasing testosterone and decreasing cortisol, making you feel more powerful. The importance of a well-maintained physique. Training, developing musculature, having an athletic body also contributes significantly to appearing more imposing. Wide and well-developed shoulders create a V-shaped silhouette that visually elongates the body. A strong core naturally improves your posture. Toned legs give a solid foundation to your physical presence. You don't need to be a bodybuilder, but a body that demonstrates that you take care of yourself, that you value yourself, that you invest in yourself. That makes all the difference. Additionally, regular physical exercise improves your confidence, your energy, your mental health. It's a virtuous cycle. Voice as a tool of presence. We can't forget about voice. A firm, clear, well-projected voice adds centimeters to your perceived presence. Practice speaking from the diaphragm, not from the throat. Speak at a calm pace without rushing. Don't be afraid of pauses. They demonstrate control, reflection. Avoid speaking too fast or too loud, trying to compensate for insecurity. True vocal presence comes from calmness, clarity, intention behind each word. Record your voice. Listen to yourself. Identify mannerisms you want to change. Consider even taking public speaking or theater classes. They're incredible investments for developing presence. Conclusion. Greatness is a daily decision. So, the next time you're in front of the mirror, looking at your reflection, making that silent judgment we all make, don't ask yourself how much you measure in centimeters. That's irrelevant. It's a metric that determines absolutely nothing about your value as a man, as a person, as a human being. Ask yourself, how much are you willing to grow? Not in centimeters, not in physical height, but in presence, in attitude, in greatness of spirit, in courage to be who you really are, in conviction to pursue your goals without asking permission, in strength to lift not only yourself, but also those around you. Ask yourself, what kind of energy are you bringing to the environments you frequent? What kind of impact are you having on the people who cross your path? What legacy are you building day after day, decision after decision? A man's true height was never measured in centimeters. It's measured in character, in consistency, in how he treats people when no one is watching, in how he gets up after falling, in how he persists when everything seems impossible. You have within you a giant waiting to awaken. It doesn't matter how much you measure. It doesn't matter what they told you that you should be. What matters is who you decide to become from now on. So take a deep breath. Straighten those shoulders. Lift that chin. Look yourself in the eyes. And recognize you're already great. You always have been. Now it's just time for the world to discover that too. Want to look taller? Start with the mirror. And never stop growing.